Alright, this is my bay window project, and there are several things to contend with here. Luckily, I've got good support on the bottom. I don't have to worry about suspending it, and you can see where it's, dry rotted. We put a little caulk here and there, and trying to see if we could somehow salvage this, but the more we got into it, the more rotted it was. Challenging thing on these corner pieces, these are just two windows joined together by the corner piece. There's no 2x4 or 4x4 at the corner to screw new windows into, and it'd be nice to just order a new bay window, but the way that they've got this mortised into the soffit, would wind up having to redo a lot of soffit work there, so we wanted to avoid that. So there's several challenges here, and but anyway, we're going to start Friday if the weather holds up. Tearing this thing out of there, and we're going to take it down up to the. We're going to keep the top piece, and we're going to keep the pedestal in there, the bench, and then just rebuild the outside, hopefully. And praying for some good luck, I guess. So these are the boatload of tools I brought over, and this is the drawing that I made. I don't know if you can see that. I had a hard time getting this to come out right. Still don't know that it's right, but I think it is. My old pappy used to say, if you can't draw it, you can't build it. Here's what we're using for the corners. And I started out with 2x4. This angle here is 67.5 degrees, which is the complement of 22.5. So that was my first cut, and then second cut was the other side. And of course at the time this surface was flat. And then I laid it on this edge and cut this at right angles. So hopefully, that's what we're going to put at the corners. And where it meets the house, the jury's still out on that. Alright, here's the inside of the picture window. And what I did is I pulled this trim piece off here, and there's nothing in here. I put some insulation in there, but there's these spacer blocks, and there's nothing to attach the new window to. So I cut this piece here. We're going to put that on the outside corners. This is a practice cut, and that'll give us something to screw the new windows to. And I got a jig that'll make pocket holes, so we're going to attach it at the bottom with 4 or 5 pocket holes, and we'll do the same thing at the top. And when I'd come over and measure this thing, and then I'd go home, and I've got a CAD system, and I'd go to draw it, nothing was coming out right. The gap that I have here when I went to draw this was all wrong. What they did here is they actually mortised this side piece into the window. So once I discovered that and factored that into my dimensions, and everything started coming out the way it's supposed to. So we're going to do this weekend.
Wish you were here.
Yeah. And what I did is I made some mock-up windows for the width, and I'm going to use those as a jig. I've got another corner piece I don't have set up there, but the 5-sided 4x4 is going to fit in there, and the windows are going to butt up against that. We'll use those for the placement of the corner posts, and that way we don't have to wrestle the way to the full weight of the window. These are the windows that came in, and if we did everything right, we should fit. That's the plan anyway. But we got the old window out, and we're going to start putting the new stuff in. It took about 4 hours, and that's what it was. So